Hello, hello, ladies. And it is so good to see everybody today. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all of the different things. I hope that your holiday was exactly what you wanted and needed it to be. I know that it was really different this year. Ours was very small, very laid back, and we just kind of cooked at the house and hung out and watched really dumb Christmas movies. And it was great, though. We zoomed for 4 hours with different family members across the country, and yes, it was different, but it was okay. We made it work, and we realized that, you know what? This is just what this year looks like, and next year will be different. Fingers crossed, right? So I hope your holiday was really good too, and you were able to relax and just kind of enjoy it for what it was. And, as we're gearing up to New Year's Eve, this is kind of a lull week for most people. Everybody is, kind of got their hangovers from Christmas, maybe feeling a little lousy right now and all of that. And I just really want to encourage you right now, as you are looking at setting your intentions for the new year. A really great exercise that you can do is look back at a past live that I did about really setting your intention for the new year and really looking at doing a year-end review so that you can look and really see what went really well this year and what didn't. And when I mean that, I don't mean all the external things in the world with COVID and riots and all of the unrest, political unrest. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking more about what happened inside of you. What happened in your locus of control? What do you feel really good about? And what do you really want to shift this year? Because you have the power to be able to do this, but I will tell you that, you have to know what you want. You have to get really specific about that so that you can shift exactly what you're looking to shift rather than just kind of stabbing at it in the dark or setting goals that maybe aren't even right for you in the first place. So that's what I mean. I would really recommend checking that out. But today, more importantly, I want to talk about something that really, really matters. And this is all about that post that I did yesterday. So yesterday, I put a post up and I was talking about a woman that is really prominent in kind of women's empowerment space. She's an author. She really has written some groundbreaking books, and a lot of women look to her as a source of empowerment and being able to kind of break out of your shell and be the person that you want to be. And maybe many of you follow her and have seen this, her social media posts, but it absolutely broke my heart. So here's what she talked about. She was talking about how she runs a nonprofit, and that's on an international level. She helps women and children all over the world. She's written books. She speaks on stages. She is someone people want to know. Yet, rather than focus on all the good she can do in the world, all of the things that she wants to do, all of the missions on her heart, she cannot stop thinking about the 3 brownies she ate the day before, or the cake she had, or the few glasses of wine, or how her body looks in the mirror, or the weight she gained. All of the things. Her thoughts are completely consumed by feeling negative about her body, hating her body, obsessing about the food that she should have or she shouldn't have, and it's really getting in her way, especially this time of year. And I know that she's not alone. I read the comments in the post, and I literally wanted to reach out to every single woman and give them a big hug because I've been there too. And I know more likely than not, you're there as well. And so I really want to dive into really, what is it costing you to think about food all day, every day, to wake up in the morning and you get out of the bed and your body hurts, right? You're feeling creaky, you're feeling tired. You then, kind of walk into the bathroom, you look in the mirror and you look at yourself and you're going, God, I look like shit. I'm so exhausted, right? Then you take your clothes off. Maybe you weigh yourself, maybe you don't. That has the trajectory to totally ruin your day, right? Then you get into the shower, you're looking down at your body and you're disappointed. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a pretty terrible way to start the day, right? But it's not like you mean to. It's not your fault. I have absolutely done it as well. Most women do this. And the thing is, then it keeps going throughout the day, right? Then you go get a coffee at Starbucks and you're worried about how much sugar is in your latte, or whether or not you fight with yourself looking at the pastry case on whether or not you want to have have a muffin or have the egg white, whatever the hell sandwich instead, because it's lower calorie or lower carb. Or maybe you berate yourself altogether just because you went to the cafe and you had anything at all versus making your black coffee at home and eating nothing, or, making a bulletproof, right? Like, so the judgments, they just cascade throughout the day. And all of a sudden you're in the middle of the day, you're in the afternoon, you've had lunch, you've beaten yourself up about your sandwich choices. You're trying to focus on your work or focus on, whatever it is that you're most passionate about that really needs your focus and deserves your focus. And yet all you have thought about for 80% of the day is what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, how your body looks, and just feeling overall exhausted, dejected, and disappointed, right? So I will really honor you and validate the fact that this is all consuming. And that is exactly why I created this group. And I'm so happy that you're here, because what it means to me by you joining is that you want something different for your life, which, hot damn, I'm so excited about that. That is such a beautiful place, because honestly, that is step one, is getting yourself to a place where you are sick of this. You're ready to be done and you're aware that it's happening. There are a lot of women out there that, we've talked a lot in other lives about, kind of really getting clear on your thoughts and your belief systems that you have throughout the day. And there are lots of women out there that never even get to that point. So you're there, and I want to applaud you for already being on second base, right? You're not even in the dugout anymore. You're doing it. And, the woman that I was talking about, same way. She knows she wants to make a change, but she doesn't know how. Because you think about, if this is how you're thinking and feeling all day, every day, and you're trying to not think that way, but you just can't stop, of course you're going to feel lost. You're going to feel like you're struggling. And of course you want something better for your life and something different. Who wouldn't, right? So the thing about this is what's really important is the way that we can shift out of this, the way that you can really help rattle the cage a little bit, is as you're going through your day and you are really, paying more attention to what's happening. You're really getting clear on what are the thoughts that you're thinking all day, every day. When are they happening, right? Is it, if every morning when you go to the coffee shop, you're going to berate yourself, or if every morning that when you get on the scale or when you jump in the shower or your feet hit the floor and they hurt, right? That immediately the critique begins. Being able to really see it for what it is and really know what's going on in there gives you power. Because what that does is that then allows you to really, know what needs to be changed, what needs to shift in your life. And is it, do you notice that you're thinking more about food during the day, or are you thinking more about your body during the day? Or is it a little bit of everything, right? And so that's something that I really want, let me know too. Comment below and tell me, is it more about food? Is it more about your body? Or is it a little bit of both? Are we at about 50-50 or 60-40, right? So because me knowing that helps me be able to tailor these to you and for you as well. So that's the first step, is we've got to figure out what is happening in there. What are you thinking about, and when? Are you feeling like it's happening, kind of in the very early morning and then late at night? Is it more when you're having downtime, or is it more when you want to be focusing on something else? Because depending on what time of the day it is, it means different things. And there are different ways and different strategies to kind of work with it, right? So, if it's in the middle of the day, that's a different sort of protective mechanism, kind of keeping you from your mission and keeping you from your purpose in life. Keeping you playing small so that you're stuck in the job position that you're in, not moving forward, not progressing. Or, if it's in the morning, that's a different coping mechanism. And in the evening, it's a different coping mechanism, because what that's telling me is that, are you really struggling with being able to sit still, be quiet? How loud is your inner critic? All of those different pieces of the puzzle are really valuable, but being able to know the timing and know what's happening in there is really, really important. And that's the first step. So Next, I want you to ask yourself, what do you want to focus on more? Let's get to the good stuff, right? How would you feel if you were able to really focus on exactly what you wanted to focus on and when? So things like, if you're the author, focusing on writing her next New York Times bestseller, serving more women and children in her nonprofit, being able to be a true leader in her field, and, having women look up to her and admire her and be able to say, you know what, I've healed my relationship with food in my body too. And let me tell you how, right? All of these different things. Maybe she wants to be a leader in her home with her family and be a better mom, be more focused, be more intentional in her relationship, be able to really be seen by her partner and be vulnerable and be able to just feel attractive and beautiful. Maybe she just wants to love herself. Every woman wants that, right? There are so many different things that she could focus on instead. But right now, she's trapped in the cycle of focusing on food and her body, and it's just this never-ending loop. So that's, if that's you, there is a way out, and it starts by getting very, very aware. Now, I know that if you've been around a while, you know that that is my favorite thing, awareness. And it's not to make you, have to sit there and now focus on all of this other stuff forever and ever, amen. But what's really important about getting aware of the things that you're doing is that it's yes, you'll always kind of have it in the background. Right now, it's going to feel like a full-time job. It's going to feel like a lot of work, and you're like, golly, Catherine, why are you dragging me through the mud all the time? But the thing is once you know, then you can shift it. And then that way you're not consumed by those thoughts anymore after you go through the steps to really shift it and change it and heal it. But right now you got to kind of put the legwork in, and you've got to get really clear on what the hell's going on in there, right? So I want you to really, really think about, what do you want to focus on? So let's leave her out of it and let you be the star of the show. What do you really want in your day? What do you want to focus on as soon as your feet hit the floor? What are you excited about? What is your passion project? That's something that I like to call the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, the thing you set your alarm for. What is your mission in this world? Maybe you're kind of living it now and you want to thrive in it and live it better. Or maybe you have a big dream and a big goal on your heart, something that you really want to do that keeps you up in the middle of the night because you're feeling regret that it hasn't happened yet, or you're worried that maybe you can't do it. You're not enough to do it. You're not this, you're too old, you don't have enough money, you're too this, you're too that, all of that BS that's holding you back, right? But say if we could literally get like a street sweeper and clean all of that mess out of your brain, right? What would you then say? It's gone. What do I do now? What would you think about? What would really fire you up as your feet hit the floor, right? And then what do you want to focus on when you look in the mirror in the morning? What do you want to focus on when you walk into the bathroom? You're looking at yourself in the mirror. Do you want to feel proud? Do you want to feel like, golly, I'm really loving myself and taking care of myself? I'm really valuing and honoring and respecting my body. I love my beautiful body for all the amazing things it can do, right? What do you want to feel? Do you want to feel like, hot damn, I'm sexy as hell? What do you want to feel when you really look in the mirror? What would feel so good to you, and what do you long for, right? Because really being able to focus on what we want is step 2. We have to get clear on what do we want to replace these thoughts with instead, right? We can't just say, I'm not going to think about any of this negative stuff anymore. We've got to then get clear about what we want so that we can we can shift it and we can move it and we can flip them so that you're still thinking about something, but you're thinking about something that's serving you versus something that is really holding you back in your life, right? So then what do you want to think about as you get dressed? Do you want to feel really excited about the clothes that you're wearing? Do you want to feel really good in your body, like everything fits exactly the way you want it to? Do you want to be able to go to the coffee shop and order whatever the hell you want because you know you're healthy and you trust yourself and you know that it's okay to have a latte or a muffin instead of the sad cardboard flavored egg white sandwich from Starbucks? I know you know what that tastes like. It's terrible. Um, right? Like what do you want to feel? Because if you trust yourself in your relationship with food and you know that you've got this, you've got a healthy routine, you're happy, you're not going to worry about it as much, right? What do you want to think about when you get to the office? How do you want to feel focused and mentally clear and ready to whoop ass on your day? How do you want to feel when you walk into the conference room whenever people do that again? Maybe now it's in your Zoom call. How do you want to show up on Zoom and feel, do you want to feel fabulous and in command and respected, and you feel that about yourself, not just everyone else feeling it about you too. That's just a side effect of you feeling it, right? How do you want to feel in the afternoon after you've had your lunch and, you've chosen something that you like and you feel good about it, and there's no more critique about whether you had bread or you had the wrap or you had the salad or whatever, right? Like, you know what you need intuitively and you feel totally in command, right? How do you want to feel when you move your body, when you're exercising? How do you want to feel about, you feel so good about yourself that you feel worthy of doing those things. You feel worthy of having those healthy habits. And, like, you really know what you need and you're taking care of yourself and loving yourself all day, every day, right? And of course, it's unrealistic to think that no negative thoughts are going to come in, but because they do. That's just, we can't control every thought that goes into our head, but what we can do is get really good at really focusing on the good stuff so that when the negative stuff comes in, we have the tools to sweep it out of the way. I don't think like that anymore. That's not who I am. That's not what I do. That's not my identity, right? So I really want to I want you to think about women that you know in your life right now, whether it's women you work with, women you admire, people in your family, friends, whoever it is in your life that you just really think has it all together. And maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. But in your mind, she loves herself. She respects herself. She's on a mission. She's proud of the work she does. What is the story you have told yourself about this woman? Doesn't matter if it's true or not. What's the story, right? And then I want you to relate it back to you, and I want you to think about it in an aspirational way, right? What do you want to adopt that she has? It's not comparing yourself to her. That doesn't, you're not the same. Your story's not the same. But what does she do that you really, really admire? And what might you want to adopt for yourself? Is it just really walking into the room and radiating confidence and light? Is it being able to, kind of command any space or any room? Do you feel like she inherently knows who she is and what she wants in this world? Does she take care of her body in a way that you really think is so awesome? Not focusing on aesthetics, but really focusing on, God, how cool would it be if I was the kind of woman who really took care of my body every day too? And what does that look like for me? But really just allowing yourself to get inspired, not dejected about what other people are doing, but what inspires you? What makes you go, dang, that is awesome. I'm so impressed with that. Because really shifting into that place of being able to see another woman in the world really, owning herself, owning her essence, really loving her body, loving herself, not focusing on food all the time, doing all of those things can be a beautiful way to help you see the possibilities in the world. See what can happen, what can be done, rather than looking at it from that negative, dark lens, right? We look at it from a place of, golly, what do I want? How do I want to feel, right? So if you need a little help in that regard, that's a really great way to do it, but really coming at it from a place of love and of possibility, right? So next thing I want you to really think about is, as you have, looked at what's holding you back during the day, and really, what are the thoughts and the belief systems and the constant critique that you are feeling that is driving you absolutely insane? What is that costing you, right? Is it costing you time? Is it costing you, wasted energy, wasted mental brain space that you could be using on something else? I know for me, when I was really in the throes of my eating disorder and really in the throes of struggling with food and binging every day, and I was absolutely one of those women that thought about food probably 80% of the time, if not more sometimes. And I think about that cost me 10 years of my life. It cost me 10 years of sitting on the couch every night and numbing out with pizza and ice cream and wine and anything. It cost me knowing more about the characters on TV and being more invested in their lives than I was in my own. It cost me not going to the college that I originally wanted to go to because I was too afraid. It cost me getting into a career that I really wanted and then deciding to just kind of go for something else so I could get the piece of paper and be done with it, right? Get it over with. It cost me, so many years of feeling good. It cost me years of just being depressed and anxious and falling down the rabbit hole of despair and hating my body. It cost me years of loving myself. It cost me years of dating the people I wanted to date versus the people I had to settle for. It cost me job interviews and opportunity where I didn't feel worthy enough or valuable enough to really show my worth, to really show up in, with conviction and show up as the woman who owns the room, right? It cost me my health. I ended up struggling with PCOS. I gained hundreds of pounds. I mean, it cost me everything. So that's what I mean when I say, get clear about what it's costing you, because sometimes that'll get you fired up and get you ready to be done with it, ready to move on, ready to let it go, ready to set this mess free, right? So really knowing what this is doing for you, how this is holding you back is valuable too, because that can often get you fired up enough to want to do something, to want to be done, to want to leave this in 2020 and let 2021 be the year that you let it go. Be the year that you're the positive role model in other women's lives and maybe your daughter's life, right? Does she need to see you be the kind of woman who loves and values and respects herself more than anything? Does she need to see you pursue your dreams and your passions so that she can feel like this is possible for her too, that she's capable of doing the things that she wants and reaching the goals that are on her heart? Does she need that? Does your sister need to see you be a positive influence? Do your friends? Does your partner need to do you want your partner to look at you differently and be like, gosh, where did this woman come from? She is amazing and on fire, right? What do you want to be, that aspirational woman that we were talking about earlier? Do you want that, right? What would that look like? What would that feel like, right? So that's where we're headed. And that's what I want you to really work on as you're kind of, taking that rest time over the next few days and you're gearing up for the new year and you're looking at your year in review. I want you to see the possibilities, and I want you to know that you don't have to be like that woman posting on social media, obsessing about the brownies that you have. You don't have to be that woman anymore. You don't have to wake up and hit the floor and hate your body and immediately shift into negative thinking that sets the rest of your day up for failure. You don't have to micromanage every single thing you put in your mouth. You don't have to worry about the carb content of your latte. You don't have to worry that every time you step on the scale, you're going to be heartbroken. You don't have to look in the mirror and hate what you see or only love what you see from the neck down, right? Or from neck up, right? Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, and it's a choice. So the first step is just getting clear. What's happening in there, and what do you want? What do you want to be different? How do you want to feel instead? How can we replace those negative thoughts with something that feels more like you? And then when you're ready and you want to talk about it a little more and you want to get serious about moving on and setting this free and letting 2021 be the year that you don't do that anymore, where you can really move on with your life, I want you to book a call with me and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in detail. Let's help you get really clear if you're feeling stuck on this stuff and you need some guidance and you need some direction on how to really actually make this happen for yourself. I'll drop the link in the comments below, but I am here for you. And this is my mission in life, right? I believe firmly that I went through everything that I went through, all of the 10, well, I came out of the womb struggling with food. So, the last, 35 years of my life that, what I have experienced, I know has brought me here and has brought me to you to help you get out of this too. That is my mission on my heart and the reason why I healed my relationship with food in my body, because I don't have time for that anymore, because I'm here to help you do the same so that then you can pay it forward in the way that feels right to you. You can live out your mission. You can be a role model for the other women in your life. You can go after your dreams and help change the world and do all of the amazing things that we so need you to do as soon as you get out of your way, right? So when you're ready, let me know. And I'm here for you, okay? And I wish you a very happy new year. Make sure to post in the poll that I put if there's any times that work really well for you in terms of these lives. I know that they're always available for you during the replay, with the replays. And I love for you to be able to have these kind of audio trainings that you can use when you're taking a walk or doing dishes or anything like that. But I would love in the new year to be able to have a few sessions where we actually do Q&As and we talk about, really make sure we're talking about topics that really bring value to you and that you really want to talk about. And so I think it'd be fun to schedule a few events. So I'm just kind of polling the room and seeing what everybody would be available to do. So I hope you have such a happy new year. I am really looking forward to hearing about how this goes for you, and feel free to post your distinctions in the comments below. So what that means is what did you learn from today? What aha moments did you have? What are you still struggling with even after we've talked about this? What kind of is in the back of your head of, but what about this and what about that? What questions do you have? What concerns do you have? What do you feel excited about? What kind of identity are you cultivating in the new year? I would love to hear it all. So I am just so happy to have each and every one of you in this group. I am thankful for you all, and I am so proud of you because you are already on your way. You've decided that you want to do something. You're looking for answers, and that is step one. You're out of the dugout, lady. Okay? Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.